Says we're live. I guess we're live. As usual, we wait for people to get over from the Ramsey Show, which just ended on YouTube, and I'll type in my email address. And the donation link. Today is episode 73, I think. What up, Sid? Oh, I'll be right back. I didn't get my drink. Forgot my Diet Coke yesterday. I'm not gonna do that today. What up, Matty Bags? Sid can log in to her health insurance and everything. So excellent. Let's see, if I was my notes, where would I be? I would be right there. Okay. That's right, real Diet Coke, not the fake Diet Coke. Or water. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Wait another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get going. Couldn't think of a song today. Nothing really came up during the chat today or the broadcast. Nothing really occurred to me. What up, Faith? What's the argument for the, but math says, Sid? Something better than Dave's. If you had done math to begin with, you wouldn't have gotten into debt. See, now I think of one. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. All right, we'll get started. Do 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 do. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, where we talk about the Ramsey Show, the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money, and I am a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. You can schedule a free consultation assessment with me by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com as posted at the top of the chat. You can also reach me on Instagram and the Twitter at Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate, which is also at the top of the chat, the URL is paypal.me/Coach Steve Money, or you can log into your PayPal. You can click on Send Money and type in my email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and put in the amount and click sendy. Let's see if Sid's come back for that. As humans are not calculators, we don't only exist for math. Yeah. Living on a prayer, Matty Bags. Yeah, I looked into that. Thanks for the IOs, by the way. I looked into that, and that, at least the karaoke ones, were in a bad key for me, so I thought best not to try that. So perhaps tomorrow. If not, I probably can come up with something for Friday. But we'll see. I'll come up with something. Or perhaps Gopher will come in with a song of the day, or one of you fine people will suggest one. What up, Cindy? Let's see. Click that one. And then get my notes back. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and Christy Wright, who has a free YouTube stream tonight called Life Balance with Christy Wright. That is at, I think, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. I think 7 Central, I believe. And the page for that is already up. If you just search Christy Wright, it'll show up on her page. And that ties in with her latest book for pre-order now, which is Take Back Your Time. Yeah. So, one of the interesting calls today, a young man was living with his parents. He was out of town all week driving a truck and asking about buying a house on the 100% down plan. And so it's like, since he's only there on weekends, basically, it's not really a deal where he's like living with his parents full time. So that sounded like a great opportunity, and he could save up for a $70,000 house in about 2 years. So that sounded like a great idea. And come on, still trying to get used to the new setup with the controls of everything on the left side. Let's see. Cindy's gonna watch Christy after work. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Boosted working on a boat. All right. Cindy doesn't think that young man needs a house. Probably not. Sydney is researching chiropractors instead of paying full attention to the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. How dare you, Sid? Oh, I forgot to switch to that. That's actually the page. The YouTube page for her stream is right there. And yes, and it says right on there, doesn't it? Yeah, 7 p.m. Central Time says right on there. And now, market report. So I need to figure out a way to keep my notes and the chat both on top, and then also be able to see what the web page is. Got to work it out. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe I need 3 monitors. That would be pretty cool. It was a mixed session today. As you can see there, the Dow Jones down 0.36%. S&P barely down. NASDAQ up 0.7%. Good day for the Russell Small Cap Index at 1.51% up. And let's see, Europe is up, and they are ahead, right? Yeah, they're ahead, so that generally might mean looks good for us tomorrow. Asia doesn't look that good. I don't know what, like, if these are related in any way to like the index funds that we have, that are the indexes that are represented here. Dow Jones, S&P. I don't know if they're basically the same, but they're that one looks something stock exchange 100 for Europe. Currencies, and I did click on this, and I should have done this a long time ago because this is confirmed to mean, yes, it is the euro to the United States dollar, and the euro is up against it. But the dollar is up against the Japanese yen, pound sterling. Good day, mate. No, that's not. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's the wrong accent. And we're down to the Canadian dollar. And the not a good day for the dollar overall, it looks like. Except we're up on the yen. Crypto looks like that was all up today. Let's see, go back to the main page. One of the interesting things was that Apple, and we'll get into that, Apple went down even after incredible earnings. There's Alphabet. We talked in the chat today about some of the, or I just listed some of the, after I Googled it and I copied it and pasted it into the chat, some of the companies that Alphabet owns. And basically how it became Alphabet is the company was Google. It had a bunch of different subsidiary companies, and they formed Alphabet to like more manage those better, and then they decided to make Google a subsidiary of Alphabet as well. That's why the stock symbol, the ticker symbol, is still Google, G-O-O-G-L. Microsoft down a little bit. Amazon up the same amount. So if you have the same amount of them in the same mutual fund, that is called a wash. Facebook up 1.5% almost. And Tesla getting back positive. Let's see. AMC went up today in your Reddit stocks, and GameStop went down. Yeah, all right, time to check on the chat. Make sure Sid isn't cursing my name. I have all of her audio attention, she assures me. So there you go. Especially if you're not going to be home, only weekend. That's a good point, Maddie Bags. I didn't think about that. Yeah, if he's still going to be working the same job, yeah. Why not stay with the parents as long as he needs to do that? Yeah. Yep. Boosted agrees with that. Yeah. Business justification for 3 monitors. Yeah. I could set one up. We have a bunch of extra monitors here. I could easily set one up for just doing the after show. So I may try that tomorrow. Let's see. Tax write-off for what, Cindy? Oh, the monitor, the other monitor. Yeah. No, all of this equipment is I'm at work, so. It's for the boss. Also, if I think it happened one day, a couple days ago, if my boss comes in and has work for me to do, I'm immediately off, and I don't think I even said bye the other day, but I will try to do that if that happens. But he's done that one time in the 73 shows that we've happened. Otherwise, normally he's at home with his family having dinner by now. So they use a different dollar in Aussie land. Yep. Cindy saw in the Olympics a couple lived in their semi. Yeah, if you would like that. Winter said you got swatted. Yep. Yeah, no, he just had stuff he doesn't care. He just had stuff for me to do. Alright, so let's see what's next, shall we? If you find people have anything on your mind, go ahead and type it in the chat and I'll get back to you. Sid wants to know, does anybody know of a mapping tool where I can look up and plot multiple addresses? Google is limiting me to like 10. There's probably a reason for that, Sid. Why do you need to plot multiple addresses, dog? What nefarious things do you have going on? Speaking of Apple, one of the reasons that Apple and Tesla was up though, but Wall Street Journal thought that I can't read it because they've got the paywall happening there. But Apple and Tesla are the chip shortage's latest victims, and so because of the chip shortage happening, they think that's gonna affect profits probably. Yep, and another story, CNBC, which does not have a paywall. Thank you, CNBC. Apple demolishes earnings expectations. Demolishes. That means that's pretty good, but stock falls after iPhone chip supply warning. So, there you go. Key points. Apple reported strong fiscal third quarter earnings on Tuesday, demolishing, again, Wall Street expectations. Every one of Apple's major product lines grew over 12% on an annual basis. iPhone sales increased nearly 50% on an annual basis, and despite the strong quarterly results, Apple shares fell after executives warned that chip supply constraints could impact iPhones and iPads this quarter. Yeah, and you definitely, good call from them, because you definitely want to get out ahead of that. Yeah, I feel like I said this before yesterday. Maybe I did. Maybe there was a similar article yesterday, but the demolishes thing. I find that now that I'm looking over articles and stuff, I noticed it before, especially like during political season, like during an election when it gets close to election time. Like one news source will put out a story and use a specific word, and then it will be on everything. Like, for example, let's see, this would be back the younger George Bush, so that would be what, 46? I don't remember what number president. I think George W. Bush, and they were saying that he lacked gravitas, and then all of a sudden you heard that on every single show on all of the news networks, all of the opinion shows. You heard that word, gravitas. And we recently heard that on as far as inflation, because the Fed, I think, put out a statement saying that it would be transitory, which means temporary, and then that word was all over everywhere. So that's just interesting to me how that happens. Let's see, I'm not looking at the wrong place. I'm supposed to be looking over here to pull up the chat again. Trying to see where the offices are, then compare the ratings. Oh, of chiropractors. All right, fair enough. And before microchip shortages in the vaccine. You think all the chips are in there? That's Sid. All right. Oh yeah, it was 41. And then I'm losing my mind. And then Clinton was 42, right? And then W was 43. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that is a conspiracy theory. I've heard that. Let's see what else we have. Boeing posts surprise profit as aircraft demand rebounds from pandemic slump. Now, how do you guys say this? And I think this might be like an England thing or something, but I heard Americans say this as well. Heard some say rebounds instead of rebounds. So, How do you guys say that? The right way, like I did, or otherwise? Key points. Boeing snapped a 6-quarter streak of losses thanks to higher revenue across its businesses, because more people flying now. Jetliner deliveries rose sharply in recent months as travel demand returned and airlines reduced their losses. CEO Dave Calhoun said he doesn't think the Delta COVID variant will have a severe effect on air travel demand. And also, Boeing could have gotten perhaps some pandemic relief from the government as well, perhaps. But they didn't include that in the key points. So it must not be important if they did. Whoops. We don't want to play that. Whoops, I gotta hit that first. And then stop that. There we go. From Fox Business, mortgage refinances spike as 15-year fixed rate hits lowest since 1990. And that's probably to be expected. A lot of refis happening. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to do with this except, yeah, just the headline was all I wanted from there. Pfizer data suggests that the third dose of COVID-19 vaccine strongly boosts protection against Delta variant. And if you want a conspiracy theory, their data also probably suggests if the government or people or anybody buys a third dose from Pfizer, that means more money for Pfizer. So, but I mean, I get, it makes sense, I guess, that more of the vaccine would make you more immune, perhaps. Senator Elizabeth Warren shoots down a key reason investors buy Bitcoin, calls for tighter regulation. She told CNBC she's skeptical Bitcoin will prove to be a reliable hedge against inflation over time. She said, look at what's happened in the high volatility in the price of these things, the Massachusetts Democrat said. It's interesting that she just says these things. The idea that there's somehow a protection or a hedge, I don't think that's going to be borne out over time. Many crypto bulls see Bitcoin as a durable long-term store or value that can counteract what they feel is irresponsible government spending. And it was all up today. Even when did she say that? That was from today. From earlier this morning. And so it all went up after that. This one is from Ellie Ann. I can't read it because I'm not taking off my ad blocker, but it says Walmart, the country's largest private employer, they're going to pay 100% of college and books now for employees. You have to keep working there part-time, at least part-time. You can work full-time too and go to college, but they are doing that. And one of my coworkers at my second job is taking a job over there for that very reason. So I thought that was interesting. I got this article. I think I saw it and never used it, or maybe I can't remember if I did. Sorry if I did this already. But then I also got it from field reporter Sydney down in the bayou there. And it says in 1999, Warren Buffett was asked what you should do to get as rich as him. His advice still applies today. And I think I might be confusing it with a different one, a different Warren Buffett. But let's see. Start early. Started building this little snowball at the top of a very long hill. The trick is to have a very long hill. To have a very long hill is either starting very young or living to be very old. He said if he were graduating from college in 1999 and had $10,000 to invest, he would be strategic about choosing where to put his money. He'd probably focus on smaller companies because he would be working with smaller sums, and there's more chance that something is overlooked in that arena. Let's see. Investors need to fend for themselves and rely on their own knowledge and intuition when searching for promising businesses to invest in. He added that savvy investors would do best to learn what you know and what you don't, and act very vigorously when they see something they consider to be a good opportunity. That said, Buffett is also a staunch supporter of index funds, which hold every stock in an index, making them automatically diversified. He said to build wealth, investors should, quote, constantly buy an S&P low-cost index fund. He said in 2017, keep buying it through thick and thin, and especially through thin. Yeah, that quote I think I have read before. Because when it's thin, that means it's on sale. And then when it goes to new highs, that means you made a lot of growth there. He said that aspiring to make $30 billion is unnecessary, and recently said that the size of his fortune is incomprehensible. It's always fun to be the one looking at it and making up words to describe it when you have that much. Let's see. The money makes very little difference after a moderate level, which that's probably true. If you ask me to trade away a very significant percentage of my net worth, either for some extra years of my life or being able to do during those years what I want to do, I'd do it in a second. All right. I thought it would be more items there. Did I miss something? Nope. All right, time to check back in with the chat. Do 46 was Biden, 45 was Trump, 44 was Obama, 43 was W. Yeah, 42 Clinton, and then 41 was the senior George Bush. That's right, rebound. Brits are bad at basketball. Rebound sounds better in basketball. Rebounds for business purposes, and Sid's opinion. What up, Joe? Thanks for joining us. Sid says these vaccines also don't grant lifetime immunity, of course. So if they're boosting people over 6 months after they finished their vaccines, then a booster will boost them. Yeah. Oh, then maybe that's supposed to be then, yeah, a booster will boost them. Yeah, I mean, and you're supposed to get flu shots every year, so I guess it's a flu. It's flu-ish. What up, AJ? I am good, sir. How are you? Let's see what else we have here. Oh, where are my notes? Notes. Totes notes. Upcoming streams. The Ramsey Show Aftershow show is on every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Following the Ramsey Show, sometimes it goes a minute over or something like that, so I wait till the end of that and then I start the Aftershow show. Also, hey, guess what? Bella finally started playing the single-player portion of Portal 2 today and likes it. So we will begin playing the Portal 2 co-op portion on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The internet says it will take at least 5 hours to finish, so there will be multiple streams over the coming weeks. Because probably we could do at most probably two streams in 1 week. At most, probably most weeks, just one stream in maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours, something like that. So that'll probably carry us for about the next 3 weeks at least. I would say it would take us. And the at least 5 hours, that's if we don't have trouble, probably. So we'll see. I was able to do one of these back in the day with my then 10-year-old son at the time, and it took us a while to get coordinated to do one of them. So, and I think you could skip around in them. Like if you have problems with one, you can go to the next one. I think. Can't remember. That's been a long time ago. 7 years. Yeah, and also I usually start a live stream just for chatting if the Ramsey Show mod has not posted that day's show by 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as was the case today. And it's been actually a good, this makes 5, like in the past 3 weeks, I think. While I got the notes up, the Ohio fact of the day. Ohio became the 17th state on March 1st, 1803. This from Business Insider. 4 expensive mistakes people make with their retirement savings according to a financial planner. Let's see what we think about this stuff. Not getting your full employer match and forgetting to roll over an old 401k are costly mistakes. Of course, Dave Ramsey recommends that you forego the match while you are getting out of non-mortgage debt, and you just put off getting that. You want to get that paid off as soon as possible, so you put off investing until that time. Let's see. Taking money from your retirement account, even for emergencies, can be devastating later on. Yeah, that's why you have an emergency fund that's not your retirement account. That's why that emergency fund has to be liquid. It has to be available immediately with no penalties. And overcomplicating your investments by following trends can be an expensive mistake. Like maybe if, I don't know, some forum website decided like let's all invest in this, like something like that, like a trend like that maybe. Use Bloom with Bloom. I assume that's something that Business Insider wants you to click on to use to analyze your 401k today and see how you can grow your retirement savings. Building up your retirement accounts takes years, but it's possible that one simple mistake could undo all that hard work. Let's see. What is your financial goal? Oh, this part is sponsored. This part is all an ad there. Okay, not taking advantage of employer match. Talked about that. Trendy investments. Early withdrawals. That's a no. And forgetting about it from previous jobs. Like one of our dear chat people had one in Blockbuster, and of course they just went away, and so that's she can't find that. That's more retirement cover. So that's basically the deal on that. What else we got? These are from Field Reporter Sydney again. And look, I can read a Market Watch report. I'm going to expect the thing to pop up as soon as I scroll down. But retiring on my 78th birthday, have more than $200,000 in savings and share expenses with my 80-year-old boyfriend. Will I be okay? I have not read this. Let's see. If I had to think, I would have to say $200,000 isn't that much. And when she says savings, does that mean that's invested? Let's see. Total income 65K, including Social Security. Currently save about 41% of my salary. Have about 135 in retirement money, and we'll end up with about another 15 to 18,000 by February. Also have 82,000 in savings. No debt. Live and share expenses with boyfriend who's 80. That's awesome. Not the living out of wedlock. Dave does not recommend that, obviously. And but not having to pay for rent. It doesn't say whether it's a house or apartment. Guess it doesn't matter. The boyfriend has her in his will for another $50,000 should he pass. When I retire, my Social Security should be about $17,000 a year. Well, I'll be okay for a few years. I don't spend much, and I'm very frugal. Just a few years? This is definitely not the most popular answer to give, but the truth is, it depends, of course. At least it's better than saying no, right? Before you get discouraged or angry, know that there are many, many variables that go into determining if one will be secure in retirement. It's also important to note that anything can change, and if people who have amassed $1 million or more for retirement could find themselves in a predicament that forces them to go back to work or adjust their spending, right? We don't have all the numbers. Savings rate is phenomenal. It's not easy to do that. Now what you should know, the variable be okay. Let's see. I'm not sure why you asked for a few years, but if it's a question of longevity for you or your partner, that can really vary. Yeah, absolutely. If you mean 5 to 7, then most likely yes, they're saying. However, the longer the time period, the more uncertain that becomes. Great that you're frugal. Unknown expenses could happen. Healthcare and long-term care expenses could get you. Like to touch on the investments you currently have. That's what I was wondering if that was, when she's saying income, if that's from investing or from her job. Here's a lot of numbers, a lot of percentages and numbers. Percentages and numbers right there. Let's see. Let's check on the chat. So you don't want to leave the chat alone too long because they might get feisty. Annual flu vid shots now. No. Flu vid. AJ living the dream, waiting for the kids to wake up, dinner and arcade later. Oh, that's right. AJ's on vacay. Cindy said Mod is slacking off. You know Steve is covering. Robbing Peter to pay poor planning is what AJ said. Cindy says Dave Ramsey doesn't require spelling as part of an interview process either. Robbing future use to today so you can go on another vacation. Do not retire and share expenses with someone you are not married to, suggests Sydney. Cindy says 200K isn't going to last very long. His kids don't give a flying leap about taking care of his tail. They will want to pay for their own retirements. Sydney says, it depends. If anybody else says it depends, equals a Dave no. It depends on, Cindy says it depends on whether you ask Dave or Dave-ish. A lot of times, yeah, a lot of times that Dave-ish would answer, well. AJ has thought about the idea that there's a decent chance someone will end up living with him. Part of my long-term planning is in-law quarters. Interesting. Yeah, you would like to get to have let them have their own little area, right? The real reason you need to be nice to your kids, Sid says, so that they can take care of it. Alrighty, this is from this is definitely from Sid, I'm assuming. Yeah. This from Baton Rouge. BR Proud from Baton Rouge, and it says it is 93 degrees there. That's warm. COVID eviction bans force Baton Rouge landlord to sell apartment complex. Is that live? No. Chase involving stolen vehicle ends with crash. Yeah, I saw something shiny in my Barracuda. Being Cuda. I'm Barracuda and I saw something shiny. Funds are really tight right now, said Baton Rouge landlord Brent, who only wants to go by his first name. But why? He said federal COVID eviction moratorium has put him in a squeeze. He's not receiving any funds, but he still owes the bank and the mortgage company. So it's put him in a pickle. Yeah, he doesn't get a moratorium from paying that, does he? He owns a 24-unit apartment complex off Burbank, not California. He said tenants have not paid rent since March of last year. I've had maybe 6 units that paid me and they stopped paying after a while. Non-payments made him $25,000 a month short on his mortgage. He tried to negotiate with the bank. They are not your friend. This is where you fall back on your faith. His faith, he said, allowed him to pay some of the money out of pocket. Only one tenant applied for help through rental assistance programs. He only got 3 checks from that. Renters are protected from being kicked out for non-payment through Saturday, July 31st. Brent does not have the money to evict anyone next month. Right, because you gotta pay to do that. Gotta pay even to go to court to evict them. Yeah, funds are really tight, so even that is difficult. What am I going to get out of it? You're gonna pay to go to court. I still don't have a penny, right? To recoup some of his money, Brent has put the property up for sale. The good Lord is sending me in a different direction right now, said Brent. Renters and landlords can apply for assistance by visiting that website or calling that number. All right. What up, Adam? Landlord should have had an emergency fund. Sure, he may have gone through it. He may have had one and gone through it. Yep, $25,000 a month. You can only cover that so long. Let's see, we got 2 more, I think, from Sid. Might as well knock them out. 7 harsh realities of being a millionaire. This from Yahoo Finance. She's on a plane. She's got a drink there. Looks like champagne. You can probably think of a million things to do with $1 million. Buy your dream home, take a trip around the world, or shop till you drop. But while riches can eliminate some of your day-to-day financial worries, there's a downside to wealth as well. All right. You know, some downside you just got to take, you know. Where there's money, career, or family, the super rich have their own set of problems. As Brian Clayton, millionaire and CEO of Uber for Lawn Care Company, Green Pal, says, anyone who wants riches should be careful what they wish for. Sometimes you'll deal with entirely new issues through no fault of your own. Uber for Lawn Care. What? Let me try to think what that would be. In Uber, you're like taking a taxi, so you don't have to buy a car. So is this just you paying somebody to do your lawn, or are you paying to use their equipment? Interesting. Being a millionaire is not all it's cracked up to be. While money might improve quality of life, it doesn't bring happiness, nor does it erase people's problems. Oh, that's true. You might be at a greater risk for lawsuits. Okay, that's valid. Story continues. Click this so Yahoo can get more money. You can't always trust the people you hire. You attract fake friends. Yeah, you don't, like I said, I wasn't thinking of any of this, but I realize all of it's completely true. You have to deal with unfair haters. Haters gonna hate. You suffer from money guilt. I would take that one easily. You owe more taxes. Yeah, but you have more money. That's why you owe more taxes. You feel pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle. I don't think I would. And that's it. All right. One day, perhaps we'll have Sydney on here, and she can go through some of these, and we'll see how she handles them. Rather, I don't read them ahead of time because I think it's more fun for me to just skim through them because it doesn't take me that long to pick out the pertinent points. So, Sydney, you're invited to do some of your own articles on time. This is interesting. Father builds an exoskeleton to help wheelchair-bound son walk. And that is cool. Hopefully this is from, where is this from? Reuters. Okay, so I don't think it's like copyright violation or anything like that. But, yeah, that's way cool. Some degree of independence. Cool deal. Let's see. Voice activated. Makes him feel independent. That's awesome. He's a robotic engineer. Why don't you make a robot that would allow us to walk? From the mouths of babes, yeah. I wonder if it ever occurred to the dad. That is cool. Alright, well that looks like that's about it. Let's go back to the notes. Let me hit my plugs again, and we will be out of here. I am a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. And you can schedule a free consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also send me questions for the show that I can answer on the show. I'll also email you back. Sometimes people ask questions in the chat, but if you can't watch live, because it is during people's dinner times, especially East Coast Eastern time. So you can do that. If you have any question about any of my content on any of my on my channel, any of my different playlists, you can also reach me on Instagram and Twitter. Coach Steve Money, no spaces. Donations at paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. The Ramsey Show Aftershow show, 6 p.m. Eastern time, weeknights. Regardless of whether the Ramsey Show is a replay or not, until further notice. Christy writes, Life Balance, free YouTube stream tonight. Life Balance with Christy Wright is at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time tonight. And that, of course, is free. It's on YouTube. And this is where I could do this. There we go. And I gotta call my notes back up. You know, a third or fourth monitor would really probably help out a little bit. And Portal 2 on father-daughter gaming, father-daughter video gaming with my daughter Bella, and that will be Saturday night at 6 p.m. Steve Glenn and I finished the particular Super Bowl we were reimagining with the dice, the NFL dice game. That was all of the math was done by computer, and so we just picked the plays against each other. So that made it a lot faster. And I don't know if we're gonna do another one of those again or play a different game for next time. We also have a couple ideas for some other type of streams that we'll be doing, and definitely some football stuff will be coming up from me. Training camp started for everybody. NFL training camp started for everybody this yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. And so I will have that kind of stuff, some Madden football video game stuff as well. Yeah. Do one last check on the chat, and we'll wrap her up for the evening. Faith says eventually Steve should do live video chats. Yeah, I was gonna do that, and I will do that. Like I was saying, yeah, I could easily have if Sid wanted to do it, I could easily have her like through Discord or something like that. I could have her join and go over some of our articles and stuff, and that way I can just not do anything, or just throw in zingers or sing if I think of a song that has something to do with it. So, oh yeah, I didn't find out what that. He didn't say what his Uber for lawn care business was, so I don't know exactly what that means. Let's see. There's mall talk. Sid says for 5 years she's lived where she lives for 5 years, and the mall has been over 50% empty. Yeah. Zoom in on the article so we can read along. What article was small, Sid? Control and scroll up. Yeah, see, that's why I need to have the chat up at all times. So Boosted said maybe get on your app and call up someone to mow for you. Cindy says riding mowers around the neighborhood. Sounds like Green Point around where AJ is, also known as Guns Point. Let's see, that mall was sinking back in 2007 that they were talking about. If you don't do the lifestyle, Sid says, referring back to the millionaire problem thing, or the Richie problem stuff. If you don't do the lifestyle, that solves almost all the rest. That's true, because you're not doing stuff you would feel guilty about, unless it's just having the money. Looks like a YouTube video laid into the article anyway. AJ had to bounce. That's right, he's doing vacation, has vacation needs. So yeah, video chats, yeah. I mean, I do streams with, I play video games with people now, and I have them streaming in, so I can do it just the same way, except the webcam image will be bigger because there's no video game happening. Boosted says, no, I'm about to call it. See you later. All of them were small, to be honest. I'll look at that. Yeah, I think I have it. Let's see what I have it on. Do have it at 110%. I mean, and if I can see them, I'll look at the video. I never hardly ever look at the streams, but I'll look at I'll take a look at it once I get home and see. And so yeah, I'll bump that up. I'll bump that up tomorrow. So that yeah, I'm looking at my through my mixer software right now, and yeah, it does like even the titles on my YouTube channels look kind of small. Of course, I'm far away too. Let's see. Yeah, they're small. Okay. Yep. Good. That's a pro tip, Sid. Pro tip. And here is where I say this. And I don't know if you can read that because that's green inside the green. I think you can. Make smart financial decisions every day. Let's go. I meant to pull up the chat. There we go. Just zoom per article till it takes up the whole width. All right. Okay, that's a good note, Sid, as they say in the business. When you in acting and stuff, when you say something, or like in writing too, when you say, oh, you're gonna need a little bit more exposition there, and then the person says, that's a good note. That's a good note, Sid. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the articles too. Thanks to Ellie as well, who sent in a couple. Appreciate it. Once more, that was make smart financial decisions every day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Booster said I gotta wait a couple seconds.